read most of the part.
Oh, but try without, no?
No, not this time. I gonna recite it. I mean.
So
later.
when? So this time.
Just
If
remind.
not
okay?
now, when?
When you gonna come to the show with the page? Or?
Just note some, maybe.
Maybe try now without it.
Try. I mean, no, nothing
'Cause-
happens. Worst case, you can do it, but
Yeah,
No,
but
it's, no. Let me do it. Okay.
But-
Hi, my name is Tox. Yeah, I'm toxic, but I have no COVID. I'm from China, but no COVID. Not like most people try to leave a good impression. My first impression left on most people is always shameless bitch. That's why I got my nickname as Shameless Sis. It's like shameless sister, okay? So being shameless, you may worry about social acceptance. But in fact, you may get whatever you want just by being shameless. So the first thing is that being shameless can help you get away from annoying people, okay? So my mom can be very annoying with her intense care. Like every day she sends me messages like, hey, what you doing? How are you? Who are you with? Are you happy? And one day, sometimes even multiple times per day. And one day, instead of replying her, I took off my phone and I scroll, and I found one of my sex videos and just sent. And then, because from the video, she clearly got the message, got the answers, like, how are you? Yeah, I'm naked, healthy, no COVID, right? And what are you doing? Yeah, I'm having sex. Look. And who are you with? Yeah, a handsome, muscular, yeah, sexy man. And are you happy? Yeah, look at my face. Yeah, it's so enjoyable. Yeah, it is. Sex is the best part of the life. Yeah, I love it. So you may say, oh, it's embarrassing. No, you're wrong. You use this shameless behavior to end an annoying, unstoppable loop from your parents. One time embarrassment, million times saved. Also, there's a million time of enjoyment. Okay. Also, there's a secret beach between Thong Salad and Amsterdam Bar. So I always go there and dance in naked at 6 in the morning, and nobody around. Okay. And one day, a British guy was walking his dogs, and he came to me and said, "Hey, you better get dressed. You need to care about the others." And blah blah blah, all this shit, this moral shit. There's too much in Copenhagen. I turned to him and scanned him from head to toe. I was like, do you want me to suck your cock? And he was like, ew, no, I'm not gay. Get away from me. And then he left. Yeah. By discussing him, I don't have to waste my time discussing with him. So time saved. Yeah. So life is too short. Shamelessness helps you filter those annoying people in your life, that you don't get traumatized. Yeah. So another benefits of being shameless is that you can save you can save money. Oh no, you can get good score of your subjects. I used to be an English teacher teaching speaking back in China, and the students need to pass a speaking test in front of a native English speaker by describing a book, a building, a flower, yeah, etc. Fucking stupid and boring. So in my class, I always told my students, if you guys were the examiners, every day you need to listen to many boring shit. Who gives a fuck to that? Who gives a fuck about a building, a boring book, a boring flower? If you want to get a higher score, you need to create some drama. Because drama is the spirit of life. So now, okay guys, take notes. And in order to have a better score, you always need to say, my mother is dead. Because nothing can make examiners feel more guilty by not giving a poor student who is going to lose his mom. So, if to describe a book, you would say, oh, this book is so important because this book was given by my dying mother who is suffering cancer. And to describe a building, you would say, I visited a cemetery with my with my dying mother to check the best feng shui of her future grave. And to describe a flower, you would say, oh, I love orchid because this is my dying mother's favorite flower. Yeah, something sad. A month later, I got a complaint. It says, after 30 days learning, the teacher taught my son nothing, but how I will die in 50 different ways.
That's good.
This is not my fault, to be honest. You know, the student did get better score without improving their actual speaking. You know, when you get higher score, problem solved. So the third, being shameless, you save a lot of money. Yeah. First, as I said, you know, I always dance nakedly on the beach to exercise. I'm not an exhibitionist. Yeah. Because I do this just because I don't have to waste my time and the money to do my laundry of my sportwear. Because, you know, in Copenhagen, like one-time laundry is 40 baht. Then think about 1 month, then you're gonna waste 1,200. So 1 year you're gonna lose around 15,000. You see? If you don't care about the fucking social acceptance, just be shameless to exercise there, be naked, yeah, money saved. Another example is that, you know, last July I rented a villa from a single German straight guy in Haring. Even it was COVID, you know, he didn't want to lower down the price. You know, Germans, yeah, they are a bit of conservative, stubborn, yeah. I met him, I didn't waste my time to negotiate. Trust me, it won't work for German. When he was drinking his German beer, yeah, on the balcony, told me his loneliness, divorced 2 years ago, broke up with Thai girlfriend 2 months ago, you know. I kindly stood behind him, gave him a massage, yeah, and a wonderful blowjob. You know what I get? 50% off. Yeah, you see? Yeah, if you're shameless to be a whore, nothing's gonna be a problem. Yeah. Another thing is that being shameless, you easily make friends in a deep level. Yeah. Most people first time meet each other, they talk about the politics, weather, culture. That's lame, guys, you know. Who gives a fuck? We cannot change the world. We're just nobody. If we make friends, I want to know more about you. I mean, personally. So as a shy, so back then I opened a hostel in Pattaya. I got 1 dorm, which was for orgy. And a shy Chinese girl booked a normal dorm. The song she knew I was Chinese too. She was excited like, which part of China you came from? Why you came to Thailand to run a hostel? You know, I just shamelessly said, and cut the shit. Okay, tell me more about you. When was your last time had sex? And she was like, oh yeah, why? I said, well, I'm tired of talking this, you know, same shallow like shit every day. Just tell me what I want to know about you, you know. She was like, I'm actually still a virgin. I was like, oh gosh, you're such a loser. And she got defensive. And she said, oh why? How come you tell me I'm a loser? I said, okay, given a same amount of time, other girls who have had sex, they got knowledge of selecting guys from the size of the cock, from their personality and the conversation skill. And you are just 0 at right now. Let me check your passport. Oh my God, you're 30 years old. Oh my God, you lose a lot in your life. And you must be very low in EQ. And she suddenly said, oh yes, you're so right. I seriously think I'm a very low EQ person.
What is EQ?
You mean
It's like-
IQ?
No, emotional
Oh,
intelligence.
yeah.
It's like you can empathize, you can just tell the person's aura, or it's called
Okay.
EQ.
So maybe say it then.
Yeah,
Say
yeah,
what
I
it
will
is
say
because-
about it.
No,
Yeah.
And,
you don't.
Because I thought you meant IQ.
Yeah,
so.
so did I.
yeah, okay. They say it's IQ and EQ.
Yeah,
IQ
yeah.
is about intelligence of mathematics, logic.
Okay.
EQ is about
Okay.
emotional resolution.
Yeah, just-
We
Hate it.
understand.
Yeah.
We just miss.
I was like, yeah, she said, yeah, you're right. I seriously think I'm a very low EQ person. I said, okay, yeah, you can keep your virginity, but you still can't have sex. And she was like, oh, yeah? How? I grabbed her hand and went straight to the dorm. Then there was a Belgian guy along there. I opened his curtain. He was like swiping Tinder. He said, oh gosh, what the fuck? I turned to the girl and ordered, sure, boobs. And then she just lifted up. She was very compliant. Yeah, like Asian girls. And I ordered the Belgian guy, suck it. And then, even though the Belgian guy was stunned with an open mouth, but you can tell the boobs can automatically arouse the deep inner desire in men of sucking. Yeah, guys smoke cigarettes. It's not just for nicotine. They are actually reliving the moment of the suction of their mother's tits. That's why a lot of guys say, I want to get rid of women's manipulation. Let me tell you guys, just give up. Because women, they got this. And and then the Belgian guy wanted to fuck her. I said, oh, no, she's still a virgin. And let me do that for you. Then, I gave him a swallow. And so because of this shameless experience I had with a Chinese girl and a Belgian guy, she got her first time sexual sensation. The Belgian guy got his first time homosexual experience. So we are forever connected as good friends. And it turned out they got married. See, that's the magic of being shameless, You will make friends in a very deep and unforgettable way. Okay, last but not least, being shameless is the key for better management, which will lead you to success. Okay, let me share some my business successful notes with you guys, I got customers of all kinds in my hostel, because they are all from the world. Generally, a hostel or hotels, you will see the warning signs telling you what to do, what not to do, but in a very, very, very Thai-friendly way, So it is too friendly, to be honest, It's too weak if it's too friendly. So sometimes you need to be rude to deliver the message. So let me read some of the rules, in my hostel. I wrote that. First, use the sheet to cover the pillow and the bed together, because we don't offer pillowcase. It takes time to wash and manage, and some customers even use it to dry their genitals. Second, better set the AC to 26 Celsius. Don't set it too low, like 18 or 20 Celsius. If you're looking for winter season, go back to your own country. This is Thailand, come on. And third, laundry here, 60 baht, expensive. Then go across road, they charge 40 baht. We charge 20 baht extra with no better service, no auto dry. You have to hang the clothes on the rack by yourself. Fourth, towel has 2 sizes. Bigger one, 40 baht, enough to cover your butt, show off your 6-pack. And smaller one, 10 baht. Yeah, big enough to hide your genitals like the leaf for Adam and Eve. And Next, no sex in the room. If you want to sex, there's a storage room on the top rooftop. You can just pay actual, or you can pay actual 1,000 baht to live in the orgy room. If you are lucky, you will get girls there. But if you are not that lucky enough, you still get lady boys. And me. Thank you, everyone. So I hope you guys enjoy the future shameless experience. Thank you. Okay.
You are wrong. You are some wrong. There's some wrong stuff in there. It's like, whoa, yeah. I love your offensiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You should be more offensive in the way you deliver, because it's like you're playing up this completely wrongin' gay boy that just and you should really like play that up with the audience, because I think that they're gonna. That's your funniest thing is your personality and all this stuff. So when you're telling your stories, just make them part of your. This is my real life, people. This is not a skit.
Yeah, it's not a made up thing.
Yeah. So did you make any money off the hostel?
Of course.
Yeah,
The orgy one is the best.
I'm sure.
He
If you want to
sold it. He
open-
has a story about selling it.
Why you don't tell it? It's a good joke.
Because it's too short.
Exactly, short. Like
Short is
just
good.
punch. Yeah,
Yeah.
the shortest the better.
It might
Yeah.
work in because you're already telling so much about the hospital.
Because I was
as
thinking
well.
just 5 stories, so I got 5 stories. That's
No, no,
fine.
but
so
this
I
is
finished
just-
my target.
You
Okay,
see-
I will add the selling thing.
What is the
Fine.
selling part?
Do you want to tell him now?
So there was a competitor, she had a hostel as well, and she said, "Oh, how come you make your hostel so successful, everything, And then she came to me, and I told her like, because I suck my customers' cock, and then she bought it.
They're gonna say she ended up buying my hostel.
Yeah.
Something like
That's a one-liner. That's like a.
Exactly.
Those are. You need more of those because.
That's why I see it's too short.
No, he's saying
No,
it's a
that's
good thing.
you need more of those
Yeah.
because. Okay, when you drag out a story a long time, and some of the like I would go through some of your stuff and take out some of the dragged out interludes between the jokes, because what you're trying to do is set up a joke and deliver a punchline, and you're good at the punchline part. I always write my jokes punchlines first, then I write the story that leads to whatever the line that I think is funny. And one thing, use the word hoe instead of whore. You said it first. You said, "Oh, if you're a hoe," but don't use the word whore because it'll trigger some girls in the audience. But just say, "If you're a hoe,"
So what's the difference between hoe and whore?
I don't know. What's the toilet?
they're pretty much the same thing. A hoe is more like
Down to the left.
I'll fuck anybody, anytime, any place. I'm a hoe. And usually someone's hoe is a girl who works for you. This that. But a whore specifically is a prostitute, which by making it derogatory, I think that we're saying that prostitution shouldn't be.
So the
legal.
same pronunciation, like a whole situation, the same whole.
You remember we're talking about the German guy. He's like, "Oh, and I'm a whore." Da, da, da. Just to say, "Hey, I'm a hoe."
I'm a hoe.
A hoe instead of whore. It's just like a nicer way to say whore,
Yes.
and I think they'll be better with hoe.
Yeah, I would agree. What did you?
This is a very cultural thing.
We had
I have no idea.
I said to him about the loser thing, but maybe now if you're saying it works with his personality, it
I'm
makes sense.
When you called her a loser, that made me go.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
said to him last time.
Well, just because.
But I give explanation at the.
yeah, but it doesn't
There's
matter.
a-
You call it something. It's bullying.
Yeah, I
People
think
don't
they.
want to see that.
I think you should play up the whole virgin thing, like instead of like completely insulting her, you're like maybe through your
Your
seductive
shameless
gayness.
act, your shamelessness helps a virgin. Is how you want to present that
Yeah.
story. I would say.
You don't want to
Yeah.
belittle her into
Yeah.
a sexual act that she didn't really want to do.
Yeah.
So that part kind of like goes. I love the whole part about hey, and they got married. Da da da. That's the punchline, because your whole story, you got all this story, and then you've got, a lot of blowjob lines and a lot of thing like. But the final joke for your fifth joke is the hey, and they got married, but you may, because you're gonna have like a 60% female audience, they're gonna love your crazy shameless gaynessness, but they may not like you belittling the girl. Like in the 90s that might have really gone over really well, but now between the Me Too movement and the new female sexual revolution, it might not go over as well with the insulting her and then making her do a sexual act. Like, so maybe you want to, like, in that joke, you like convinced her that there's a better way. Hey, and you talked about, you know, you gave her the amazing sexual experience without even having sex. That was another liner, but maybe the lead up to that line is funny, you know. So I don't know. It's a tough one. You're shameless. So you're walking a line, you know, and I would definitely cut out a lot of like the dragged out parts, like you're describing
What I
funny
told you
lines.
last time. All of these details. It's
Yeah,
Yeah, the
too many
encounter in the
details.
hostel-
Down.
The encounter in the hostel, the encounter on the beach, I feel like they are just like. Although I do love the encounter on the beach because I love your impression of an English person. And I don't know why it tickles me so much.
You should use a German accent when you said, "Ah, he's German," and do use your
Oh, yeah,
your
yeah.
gayest German. Oh, with his, and then when you
Accent.
say his German beer and you speak it in German
I think
accent.
I have my own accent, but I'm mimicking others' accent.
No,
It's
that's
all
what's
challenging.
funny.
That's perfect.
Japan.
You're heavy, you know. No, you know. Is it Chinglish? Chinese
Yeah.
English. You're funny Chinglish, shameless, accent. Doing another accent
Yeah.
is hilarious.
Yeah,
like
okay.
So good.
so. Anytime that you can do, because you have this personality. Anytime you can do impressions,
Yeah.
you should be doing impressions because everybody will think that is just hilarious because of your, you know, your non-perfect grasp of the English language.
Yeah.
Will make it funny. So like when she says, "Oh, I'm from China," really play up your impression of this Chinese girl, the German guy, the English guy, any of the people that you talk to. You should impersonate their voice when they're, and when he says the lines to you. "Oh, do it in your best English accent. Oh, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Whatever." And make fun of him in the accent you're making fun of. So I think that was one of your funniest parts is the impressions. I'd love to see you do more impressions too because I think it would be hilarious. Yeah, I really, you're walking the super fine line with the whole, you know, once you got into that part of the story, that was the part where it went, but then you pull it back together. But that's like the moment where you could lose the crowd there because they were like, "Oh, me too, oh." You know, this whole, I've had to clean up a lot of my humor because some of it has been so trashy and sexual and and I was like, "Oh, I can't say that joke anymore," and I will still say offensive stuff, but trying to make it not offensive to a specific person. Like, in general, offensiveness is great, but once you've created a character and that you as a person is insulting that character or putting her down, then that's where it creates the whole like But if it's like in general, I'm talking about virgins, and, you can insult virgins all you want, but once you go to the specific girl, I felt like Alan's totally right on that. It just kind of does it, but you could just spin that story in the way in your first conversation with her, like when you're talking, you imitate her, and then however you do it, you're just not putting her down. You can put down her situation. You can make fun of her being a virgin. Like, instead of saying, "Oh, you loser," say, what have you been doing for 30 years? Don't you realize how amazing penis is? Like, haven't you ever had the pleasure
Or maybe
of
she would
putting
say
a
like,
cock in your
"Do you
mouth?
think I'm a loser?" I would say, "Oh yeah, you are a loser."
No, I'll leave loser out.
I would leave
okay.
loser out, but instead, you know, talk about cocks. Instead, say,
Yeah.
"What, you've 30 years on this planet and you haven't had the pleasure of having a giant black penis in your mouth? You haven't lived." Okay? So you're not insulting her. You're saying, "Hey, these are the things that you're missing out on." So you're bringing her up instead of putting her down.
Yeah.
And yeah, just talk about big black cocks or something that is, you know, just like if you're circumcised or you're not circumcised,
Yeah.
say, "Oh, say I'm circumcised and but you haven't had the pleasure of having uncircumcised penis in your mouth and swirling it all around. Oh my gosh, the flavors, the taste. Oh my God, you're missing out on all the pleasures in life." Like,
Come.
there's always a
Imagine
way
come.
that you can
Yeah.
spin the story to build up the punchline because the joke is in
Maybe
the
you haven't had a
story.
facial, and she goes, "No, I have had a facial." And you go,
Oh,
"Not
no,
this
yeah,
kind
not
of
this
facial."
kind of facial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Without saying,
Yeah.
"Let me come on your face," because
Yeah.
coming on your face isn't funny. But associating a facial like a body scrub to jizzing on her face, but without saying it, let people think it in their head. So there's like shameless, and there's shameless, and then there's you. And so all you need to do is like pull yourself to be like right here, and you really got to play up your own accent. So like your own like shameless gay personality. Like I imagine when you were spouting it out, you got to be telling it like, let me just tell you about me. Like you're like just roll those stories out. Like this is my one and true experience, and you're gonna get a moment of toxicity. You know. I like that name for your show. Toxicity.
Couple of things. When you said disgusting, it sounded like discussing.
Yeah, no, yeah. You really gotta. That was totally a good point. Is that discussing just sounds like discussing.
Yeah.
So you have to go disgusting. Like be disgusted when you say it. Remember whatever you're saying, you should portray that and let it come out in your personality. Yeah, I couldn't understand that either. That's why I came on and started writing shit down. Yeah.
I still think for the English teacher, the third reason needs a twist. Because we know, like, it's death. I don't know what the third one is. But that comedy, the third one is always a twist.
Yeah, I think
You
that
go-
your death is like too much death.
Yeah.
Maybe spin, maybe another spin.
Also, I said you use it again. I was telling him to stay away from using the cause of death being like cancer or AIDS because it can be triggering.
Yeah.
How do you feel about?
No, it's
Oh yeah. I
it's
get
a
your
good point. I just
Maybe it doesn't matter.
car crash or I don't know. That's even any death is like fucking triggering, man. It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah, but in improv we're always told to stay away from cancer.
what
and,
what
like,
instead of doing death, but why don't you just say, my mom lost her legs they were eaten by an alligator or something.
something ridiculous.
You're trying to be farceful. You're trying to be like outrageous. So whatever it is, oh, she died of cancer. Not funny. But my mother was at the zoo and she got eaten.
By
Her
a
leg got
panda.
eaten by a ravenous panda.
Get Chinese things
Yeah,
going in there.
I don't
like-
know. Maybe
Yeah.
just
She got poisoned by
she
eating a
fell
dog.
off the Great Wall.
Yeah.
She was taking a photo of me and my brother, and she stepped back and she fell off the Great Wall.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be
Go Chinese.
cancer.
Yeah.
It's like
But go fully Chinese. She didn't get the notice when they turned on the Three Gorges and she got swept away. It could be. There's so many Chinese things.
She got disciplined. Like, what's the the system, the point system you guys have?
For the points.
You
Where
know,
the
like
government monitors.
Yeah. Like a facial.
like thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh,
Yeah.
he's a bad.
like a social morality
Yeah.
scoring system.
You should totally
Hit
talk
on
about
that.
that. Did you actually say something that was insulting to Thais there though? When you started talking about the Thai hostel, you said something about the Thais, but I wasn't totally sure if you were saying
Thai too friendly.
there being too friendly was okay, but you didn't. Before that, did you say something about the Thais? Just in case for any reason.
Broke up with his Thai girlfriend, the German guy.
No, that wasn't it. When you're talking about the hostel, I just want to make sure that there wasn't any insult in any. You can insult China, anybody, anywhere, but not Thailand. I just want to make sure there was no Thai insult.
How did you get the English teacher job? That kind of, I don't know. I thought that one.
It's just probably your head you want to ask, right?
Yeah,
Well, why don't you? Go
I
ahead.
feel like it could be funny. Like
It
just
could be
no
hilarious.
offense.
Like your English
is not-
sucks.
Yeah, your English is
So
it's not
the fact
good.
that that was exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh,
I mean, relatively sucks. It's still good compared
no,
to the other people.
no, but
It's
you're
not fluent though. To be teaching someone English, you need to be fluent at English.
and everybody there is speaking English. So
Yeah.
you should make a joke by. They gave me a job teaching English.
Yeah.
Like you should make light of it.
China is so desperate. Even I'm
For
teaching English.
Yeah, China's so desperate for English teachers. They hired me.
Okay.
Like we're not insulting your English, but we're trying to make your English funny.
I know. I
Yeah.
get it.
But seriously, that is hilarious. So I thought that was part of the joke, you know. So,
Yeah.
but you should totally tie that in.
The laundry story I don't think is good at all. No offense.
What?
The laundry
Yeah,
one.
it was just dragged out.
Yeah, it's long and
You
like
go through
doing the
you go
math-
through 5 rules, but you're going through like 4 minutes of the 5 rules. You should be like, bam, bam, like they're all one-liners. They shouldn't be a story behind every
Yeah.
rule. They should be like one-liner rules. You know, like
There's 2 laundry ones. There's the hostel rule one. That's just like who cares.
you have to hang your own laundry.
60 baht versus 40 baht, but then also saving money through not washing your clothes. I also don't
Yeah.
care. It's not really funny, and it's just.
Yeah,
like,
but
But that one is very short. I think it's.
it wasn't short enough though.
Yeah.
It's still really long. You're like,
It
you
just
start
dragged
telling us
it.
the math, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I can't follow the math, and I don't give a shit about it.
I mean, the
That's
only part
1,000.
of that joke I thought was funny is that our laundry's 60 baht. We don't give you anything extra. Like, period.
Yeah, that works.
That's a one-liner.
Yeah.
Like, not like, hey, they can do it 40 baht across the street. Or you can say, you can do a 40 baht across the street, but we don't give a shit. Or like, whatever it is, but it's got to be 1 line, 2 lines maximum. So that, because you can't tell a whole story inside of a story, inside of a story, and then expect them all to follow. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be telling one big story with smaller tracks, but if you go on a tangent on too much information in those stories, I totally agree with you on that.
The AC one again too long. That could be short. It could just be like AC is set at because I think everyone agrees AC is 26. I think that's the good temperature. Maybe that could just be a relatable one rather than a weird one.
It can just be like you say, you know,
Yeah.
AC set at 26, and then you've got one line as a joke on that and why that is funny. Or some of the lines can just be the actual rule itself is just funny. So you could build up the joke and then drop a line, or just drop a line for some of those things. But that goes back to the list of rules was like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I really cut those rules charter faster because don't worry about too much. Okay, so it's always great to have your material, but you know, you've got to spend a little bit more time like working the crowd. Like you have like lots of like, you know, like flamboyantly gay expressions and this and that, and then you could call someone out from them heckling and try to work the crowd, and then you know you have a couple of those go girls, you know, like da 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 da, and you know blah blah blah, okay, and so and try to whenever you say okay, try to maybe even tie in something for you've got everybody's got a stumble word. And yours is okay, which is good instead of Alan. He does when you're nervous, and you say okay. At least it's a full word, and I do the too. And you gotta.
Because I'm
always-
reading, I feel more comfortable. It's like if I'm just like without
I think
the
your
script.
jokes are funnier when you're off the script because you're funny in general. But
No,
you
it's
get,
like with the script, it's more comfortable. It's like you can be yourself, right?
you should have the notes.
You don't have to care about like what's the next, because it's always there. Just
It's always there, so it shouldn't be long sentences. You should just try to
In
internalize your
fairness,
stories.
if you're gonna keep the notes though, I would get like a notepad, like one of those charts, like something, and glam it up, like put stickers and make it look flamboyant as fuck.
Yeah, a
So it looks
clipboard.
like you're-
Yeah, a clipboard with lots of stickers
Yeah,
on it.
and then everyone's like, and he's like, you're just holding and like flipping it really
I
dramatically.
can make a dress
Don't
like, with
drink.
all the notes around me, and I just took it out, and it's this.
If you
next
wanted to
one.
dress as a ladyboy for the
Yeah.
night, that could
Yeah,
also
yeah, I
be
can do
great.
And adding costumes or anything anything props of any kind always can help just carry you through. So like I try to do a micro costume change as I'm going from the
Man to
announcer to
male.
in between pieces. So I'll be putting on weird hats. I might wear this shirt. I might do this. I'll change little things, and so I highly recommend that you guys get goofy dressed, because if you look funny, they're already open to laughing at your shit more. So yeah, definitely you need to weed through some of these jokes and get them right. Like what you should also do is both of you guys take your notes and underline or highlight the punchline. So you guys got to work on this this delivery. So it's a rhythm. So it's like a song. You know, 4 times, like boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get to the third bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fourth bar goes boom, boom, or then it goes into the next do, 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 do. So you're trying to get a rhythm going where you're saying something that builds something up to a joke, and then whenever you've got the highlight for your joke, you gotta add delivery to it, because it's sometimes if you just talk through your jokes, then they don't know that's sometimes people need a hint that this is the funny part. And then I just sucked his cock. You know, like, yeah, you build it up and drop it, you know. So I would definitely, the delivery is almost more important than the material. And then thirdly, fourthly, dressing the part and interacting with the audience. And remember, try not to be nervous up there, and try to like embrace the audience and be like, you know what I mean, you know, like, oh, I know she knows what I mean. So by pulling the audience in, you're making yourself, them be part of the joke, you know, and you're talking about a big black dick and go, he knows what I mean, in the back, and point to Tony or to one of the big skinny guys, or the skinny tantric dude in the back knows what I'm talking about. You know, like, you know, by pulling them in and slightly making fun of people and embarrassing them, and let everybody laugh at your joke on that person, you can really score brownie points on the jokes, because if you tie the audience to your experience, they become part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of my heckles is going to be, I stayed there. You know, like, just like one line heckles, da 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 da, you know, just like, and so try to play off. Now, there are going to be other people that might drop in. Jamie might drop in a few heckle lines and this and that. If people heckle you, use it. Like, that's important, because what they're saying is that whatever you're saying, whether they like it or not, you're invoking something in them. So if you can somehow take whatever someone says to you and then throw it back with an improv, you know, line, or, you know, whatever your like mini quips, because you can do probably half of your routine just being the personality, instead of just the story, like stop and like long stares at the audience and go, and then I bought a hostel. You know, like you gotta try not to run every story into each other, and really, you know, take these 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 second long stares, do a strut across the stage, and then reset and come back. Remember, you're dragging it out by giving yourself enough time to breathe and remember, and then deliver the story. So it's all about the delivery. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because one person could tell a joke and people don't laugh, but some other person makes it more flowery, ties it to themselves, changes the story a little bit, and they land the delivery. You have a lot of great one-liners. Make sure that people know when you're dropping your joke. Like, that maybe that's the punchlines you say in your more high-pitched voice or something like that, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So whatever so that they know, they can feel you, like, oh, this is something that's funny no matter what. And they can, I think that if you did some really good impressions and you did some really good costuming, the stories will come naturally to you. You've got lots of funny flair in you, and you're gonna nail this. And you're gonna stumble. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna choke. You're gonna be sweating profusely. Your bra is gonna slip off. But, and then, you know, you want to throw one-liners, you know, like when you're struggling. So I would highly recommend that you have like some side jokes on the side, which are heckle responses. So, like, let me give you an example. Me or someone else obnoxious says something to you like, hey, you're not funny, da-da-da. And then you turn to him and say, you try to get up on this stage and do it in a G-string. You know, like, you try to do this with a butt plug up your ass. I'd like to see you try. Do you want to borrow mine? Like, you have to be able to break out of the routine and then insult the audience and get them on your side, or turn most of the audience on someone. When you use like Alan or someone else in the audience, and then you get other people to laugh at that person. They get embarrassed and they laugh with you, and sometimes they laugh so hard that they cry. So you've got already this great. What Alan doesn't have that you have is that you've got a personality. I'm not saying he doesn't have a personality. He's got a name and he's got a personality, but you've got this like persona that you're playing. I don't know how flamboyantly gay you are in your real life, but you've got to really play on this character. So Alan's being him. He's a traveler. He's this and that. But you've got this like personality.
Life.
Yeah, you've got to look at that as your best strength because it's
Like I'm a character.
you're a comedic. You if you're on stage, you might be like.
You are the kind of the gay stereotype, which is
Yeah.
like very flamboyant and like is
Yeah,
already
the
a
more
massive
you play up your
persona.
I'm more
stereotypes,
savage, like
savage.
psychopathic
Yeah, you're like-
gay
Well, the
person.
stereotype is savage though. That is
Yeah.
the. So you're like hitting that is going to be funny.
Yeah.
I think that if you weed through some of these jokes and take out some of the fluff in the beginning and use more of your personality and more of your body. Remember, you know, when you're standing up there, you're turning a little bit this, but you should use the stage, and you should be walking over here and kind of telling these people your story, and then you're like, you're pacing, almost. You're like, you've got a butt plug up your ass, so you've got to be like, you're moving all the time. You know, you could make jokes about all lifestyle and this and that, and remember, jokes that when you're making fun of yourself are the funniest. But you've got to throw it back on them too. You can't only make jokes about yourself. You've got to make fun of them too. You have to insult the audience. You have to carry it. And if you could just somehow use your mannerisms and your movement around the stage, you know, just a walk or a strut or this and that could make a laugh. One movement can make people go, you know, you could just like walk and turn off stage, turn back, turn over your shoulder and just walk the runway and then tell your joke. So you could add, you know, some type of, you know, action. You know, that would be really great because this is a lesson in drama and in
It's too
building.
challenging.
No, but it's just be the
Just
Yeah.
being you,
character.
just being in a.
And even
Yeah.
if you're
Wear the dress. And like if you have like a scarf, like one of those fluffy scarves.
and you should have
just
one
throw it
boob
over.
like this, you know, like you should be slightly
I have
disheveled.
silicone boobs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too heavy.
Just say, I'm sorry I'm late for the show. I just couldn't figure out how to get this one to. I'm a little wonky, you know. So you can making fun of yourself, using the audience, using the stage, being more like this, and you know, like I was walking over here, and then you walk down the trail, or I was just dancing naked on the beach like this. You said you were dancing on the beach, but you didn't actually dance. So you should have. Or I'm suggesting is that, you know, I like to just take off all my clothes and just start dancing naked on the beach and no one bothers me. I'm just
Do your
shameless.
K-pop dance.
Yeah.
You know, and just say, you know, and since I'm shameless, I don't ever do any manscaping. I've got full tantric bush or something like that. You know, just like, you know, I find the more body hair I've got, the more shameless I am, or more offensive and shameless I am. You know, so just whatever you're doing, act it out. So, and when you're acting it out, your body says much more. You know, they say 58% of what you say is with your body, and only 3% is with your words, and it's about 30% is your intonation. Is and he was fucking a dog, or he was fucking a dog. So it's just how you say fucking a dog or big black cock.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe a tiny little innocent girl says the word big black cock and people go, oh my God. Or if you say it, it's like people are relating it to your actual personal experience. So you know what you're talking about. So that's why when you say, I know the skinny guy, the skinny tantric dude in the back, he knows what I'm talking about. After you said this big black cock joke, and then you have an add-on line. And that's if you can get the punchline going, and then you have an add-on that you automatically throw out to the audience that you just write into it. Like when every time you talk about,
Okay, I think he's.
Guys, can I go?
Yeah,
It's
let's
too
go.
much. It's like 1
Go.
hour to this.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
good. I think it's great.
You've
You're
got,
gonna smash
got
it.
a lot of feedback there to
Sorry,
work with.
sorry.
Thank you though.
Sorry, I'm
No, I like
I'm
it, I
whacked
like
on
it.
three pods of coffee.
Great, great.
That's good.
digesting it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, go on, Siggy.
Thank you so much.
All right, Siggy, take it away.
Okay. Just record it to see how long is it.